Civil War is the newest movie released by A24 Productions, and it's also not only their newest production, it is also their most expensive production as of now. And after what I saw, it actually got me thinking, with everything going on in politics, is this really a movie that should be released right now? I mean, I really don't know myself. I'm not too in deep depth in politics, but all the politics stories out there right now, I'm pretty sure there's some people who will think that about this movie. So this movie is directed by Alex Garland. Great choice of director. He is a great writer as well. He wrote and directed this movie, actually, and he's also written and directed a bunch of other smash hits. But this one, it talks about a modern day civil war in a dystopian United States that has been divided through this civil war that has been going on for who knows how long, because the movie takes place during the war, and it follows these war photographers who are currently on their way from New York to Washington, D.C. in order to get that last interview with the president before he gets shot. One thing I really liked about this movie is that it didn't really have one message. There were multiple messages that this movie conveyed. And really the message that it conveyed really depended on the audience member themselves, on what kind of audience member was watching it. I mean, because the movie doesn't follow soldiers or like a politician or anything of that nature. It just follows ordinary people who are chronicling this war. And as this journey goes on, as they go from New York to DC, you see them get in all these situations. Like, some of them are just normal situations for them, some of them are peaceful situations, others are traumatic ones. And it just makes you really start to think, what message is this movie really conveying? And you could probably ask multiple different people who did see the movie, and they probably could give you a different answer. Oh, this movie conveyed this message. Oh, the other person said this one, it conveyed this message. It just has multiple different meanings, and I really liked that about this movie, that it doesn't just sit on a certain message or theme and just continues it from there. It can convey multiple different messages. Honestly, though, what made this movie great wasn't just the journey, but also the great actors that we had in this movie. Of course, I'm referring to Kirsten Dunst and Wagner Moura. They had such great chemistry together. They worked so well together in the lines and the dialogue that they were doing. I mean, Kirsten Dunst plays, of course, our main war photographer. She's the main one we're following. She's been doing this job forever. She's used to it. She seems to have no remorse or no feeling from the shots that she's taking, and just uploads it and lets the audience decide what they feel about it. And Wagner Moura is just her colleague, but he kind of feels like more of a guy who wants to be a thrill seeker in a way, because there was one scene where he saw a firefight going on in the middle of the night, and he said, "Oh, let's go over there. Let's check out what's going on." And Kirsten Dunst is like, "Screw you, I don't feel like getting shot tonight. If something's going on in the morning, then we'll go over there." That's like their whole chemistry together, and it just works so well. I mean, props to them. Though the one who actually caught my eye more than anybody was Kaylee Spaney. She was the character that shined the most in my eyes, went through the most development out of any other character, because Kirsten Dunst and Wagner Moura's characters have already been fully developed. They've been through this situation before, and all these situations, and they're like, this is just how life is, this is how they do their job. But Kaylee Spaney's character is like a newbie. She aspires to be like our main character. She wants to be a war photographer just like Kirsten Dunst. But at first, she starts off as a newbie, and then as she goes on this journey with them, she starts maturing and getting better. And then when we get to the final battle, it's like she has become a seasoned veteran just like them. And it's like, wow. That she did really well there. And of course, Jesse Plemons, I mean, gotta talk about him because he probably was in the best scene of the whole movie. If you guys watched the trailer, then you guys saw a little bit of that scene, but the whole scene was really epic. I mean, and the thing is, this scene was, he got an uncredited cameo in this scene, so I mean, he didn't show up in the credits, but I mean, it's like, wow, so we're just putting Jesse Plemons as a militant man. So of course, like, we know it's Jesse Plemons. So I mean, is he just that good? Is he just that awesome? I mean, I guess he is, because I mean, that's how I'm seeing it went down when they asked him to do this part. I'm really glad that this movie played on with the dystopian world. Instead of like having it be like an apocalypse, it played it like this is a new beginning for the US or WF, whichever one that's really happening. I believe it's the WF, but it plays it out like this is just the new beginning, not like this is the end for America. And I'm just also glad that the ending didn't play out like part of me was thinking. I was thinking like this movie's gonna drag me along and give me a bad ending. It's like I'm thinking that it's like I'm just preparing myself for the bad ending. And I was thinking like it ends with the president just pushing the red button at the very end just to kill everybody because he can't win. I'm gonna be like, wow, cliche much? Though it didn't end like that. I will say the ending was solid. Wasn't great, wasn't amazing, wasn't epic, just solid. The reason why I say the ending is solid is because it felt like it was very rushed. Then again, actually, it felt like the whole movie was kind of rushed, because this movie doesn't even break into the 2-hour mark. It's only 107 minutes, just a little under 2 hours, but it felt like during some scenes, it feels like they were cut short, and that just probably is the way they chose to edit it. But it felt like in some of these scenes, like there was supposed to be like a couple more minutes where something important was going to happen, where they lead into more, but it's just like they cut it here, we're back on the road, and then they keep using that tactic here and there. Like they're cutting out important pieces. It was like A24 is thinking like, this is our first big budget production, so we're going to give them a great movie, but we're going to kind of stay safe here. We don't want to try and overdo it, which is fine since it's their first big budget production to this scale. But like I said, every scene just felt like there were moments where they could have added a little bit more. But the ending, without a doubt, that's where I felt like it was rushed the most. There could have been a little bit more they could have added at that very end. And that's what I feel like I thought was going to happen. With the way they were cutting these other scenes short, they were going to give us an amazing ending too as well, or at least better than what I saw, but they didn't, and it felt even more rushed at that very end. All in all, beside those two things with the editing choices and rushing the story, the movie was still amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm giving Civil War a B+ here. Not bad, A24, for your first big budget production. Okay, well, if you guys have seen Civil War, please comment here down below what your thoughts were on it. Also, if you like my other videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time, and remember, stay epic!